Coming up on OU Nightly, we're tracking a severe storm setup across the state. In your full forecast, we'll have the timing, the details, everything you need to know.
And wicked winds fan fierce flames. An update on the wildfire fight in southwestern Oklahoma. Plus, 6 days to go, and the race for the White House is tighter than ever. Hear what the candidates are saying today. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Sophia Cabrera.
And I'm Chewy Dominguez. We begin tonight with the risk for severe weather.
Yeah, and you can already feel it with those high winds out there.
OU Nightly meteorologist Aiden Bruns is watching it for us. Let's get right over here to her for the first look at the forecast. Aiden?
Yeah, guys, we all felt it when we were outside today walking to class. The winds are crazy, blowing us around everywhere. We've got a wind advisory in place for Norman right now. That's in place until 8 o'clock tonight. But we've got student meteorologist, OU Nightly meteorologist Dylan Stroko out on the South Oval right now just to see what it's looking like out there. Dylan, how does it feel?
Yeah, guys, it is pretty gusty out there today. I feel like if I lift my arms up just a little bit, I may take off. That's how gusty it is. And if we're looking at the map, the gusts are statewide, getting up into the mid-40s, even upper 40s across western and northern Oklahoma. And those winds are bringing in the moisture and the warm temperatures, which is all going to be fuel for our next chance for severe weather. So, Aiden?
Thanks so much, Dylan. Yes, we're looking at a lot of severe weather threats coming up in the full forecast. This is what it looks like right now. We'll go through those details in our full forecast again, like I said. We'll also look at what the Halloween forecast is looking like since we're all concerned about that, as well as a rain chance this weekend.
Thanks, Aiden. And breaking news on wildfires fueled by that serious wind out there. Right now, we know areas of Cushing are being evacuated. In this video from our partners at News 9, you can see the large wildfire that is near the intersection of Highways 33 and 99. Emergency management is telling residents in the area to leave immediately and head east or west. And there is also new information about the massive wildfire in southwestern Oklahoma near the Wichita Wildlife Refuge. We know that fire is still burning and is only 48% contained. Evacuation orders were allowed to expire. Over 12,000 acres have been scorched in what's known as the Rush Fire. Fire crews say until the winds die down, this fire will continue to be an issue.
National news now, and all eyes are on the race for president. Polls show the race is extremely tight. OU Nightly's Darby McCormick is live in the newsroom with a look at the latest national polls.
Yes, right now we are looking where Harris supporters are lining up in Washington, D.C., hoping to get into one of the last rallies. The D.C. Chief of Police said today that over 50,000 people are expected to show up at the Eclipse, the same spot where former President Donald Trump held a rally shortly before audience members stormed the Capitol. Though the turnout for the rally is massive, the campaign is hoping that translates into strong turnout at the polls. Early voting polls nationally show a close fight between former President Trump and Vice President Harris. But the focus right now is all on battleground states like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, which polls show are still up in the air. Reporting from the newsroom, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Darby. Back here in Oklahoma, early voting starts tomorrow. Early voting sites are setting up here in Cleveland County, where voters can walk in and cast their votes. The only site for early voting here in Norman is set up at Sooner Mall, located West Main Street near I-35. Voters can cast their ballots Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The county election board says they expect a good-sized crowd.
A lot of people are just anxious to get out there and cast their ballot. They know the candidate they want to vote for and they want to get out and cast that ballot. But it is also for the convenience of voters.
Early voting in Oklahoma ends on Saturday at 2 p.m.
With the election heating up, candidates are finding new ways to reach voters. Oliver Schaefer has the details in today's Election Center.
Former President Donald Trump, who is hosting a rally in Mar-a-Lago, is doubling down on his stance on migrant crime.
As you know, we're asking for the death penalty for Any migrant who comes into our country and kills an American citizen or a police or law enforcement person.
Vice President Kamala Harris is holding a rally on the steps where the January 6 riots broke out 4 years ago, as she makes claims that Donald Trump is unfit to serve as president. Harris advisors say the speech will not exclusively focus on the riot, but is expected to discuss the top issues in the election as she makes her final pitch to voters. Donald Trump responding to backlash over his Madison Square Garden rally, calling it a, quote, love fest.
I do believe that Donald Trump is unstable, increasingly unstable, and unfit.
It comes after remarks from speakers at that rally specifically about Latino and Black Americans. An advisor for Trump says the comments do not reflect the former president's campaign. In what could be a revolutionary election, Tim Walz and AOC have found new ways to recruit young voters. Walz and Cortez went live on the streaming platform Twitch and played Madden while talking politics, family, and football. Sophia, Chewy?
Thanks, Oliver. Coming up, we've got double the pets and double the fun.
Find out this week's Pet of the Week after the break. Two dog best friends are looking for a home. OU Nightly's Savannah Simmons tells us more about how you can help in today's Pet of the Week.
Yeah, Chewy, Sophia, many pets at Norman Animal Welfare need a family. I spoke with the adoption coordinator about two dogs, Annabelle and Little Man, who would like to stay together when getting adopted. Here is what I learned. Annabelle and Little Man have been at the shelter for way too long. As the 8-year-old pups were brought in as strays, the adoption coordinator at Norman Animal Welfare, Stephanie Adams-Hawkins, knew they needed to stick together.
But sometimes when they come in, you can tell they're kind of emotionally dependent on each other, and that's what we have going on with Little Man and Annabelle.
Stephanie says they both have unique qualities. Little Man with his bright blue eyes, and Annabelle with her sweet personality.
They're going to be a great addition to someone's family if someone will just take the chance on the both of them. I think they're really, they might come for Little Man, but they're going to get a lot of love and appreciation out of Annabelle too.
Adoption fees have been waived till the end of October, so Stephanie asks you to stop by the shelter and help this dynamic duo find a forever family.
And I really think that, especially with Little Man's personality and blue eyes, you'll go, okay, we love Annabelle too.
If you or someone you know is interested in Annabelle and Little Man or any of the other pets from Norman Animal Welfare, you can find their website on normanok.gov under the Resident and Visitor tab. You can also call the center at the number on your screen. It is never too late to help a friend in need.
Thanks, Savannah. Coming up, find out what organization is raising money in the spirit of Halloween.
And how you can help contribute to a good cause.
We've also got a severe storm risk in place for Oklahoma tomorrow night. We'll give you all the details after the break. Welcome back to OU Nightly, and thanks for joining us today. We've got a lot to talk about in the weather category in your full forecast. We're looking at a severe storm risk across Oklahoma, and just to break it down, what we're looking at to set it all up, we start with the upper air flow through the entire U.S. We've got some upper air winds ramping up right now. So not only are the winds crazy at the surface that we're feeling with those gusts, but they're also quite high aloft. And then we've got this dry line in place. So we're seeing some moisture moving through Wednesday, which is when the severe storm risk is. So we're looking at that as well on top of that. So a lot of mixtures of wind, moisture is what we're looking at to set up this severe storm risk. Here in the yellow for most of the eastern Oklahoma and central Oklahoma, including Norman, is a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms. So we could see some isolated severe storms popping up in this area. Wednesday night is when that timing is. And then we've also got more of an enhanced risk that's in the northeastern Oklahoma, pushing through Kansas. So keeping our eyes on this, this is what we're tracking. We've got a few hazards with it, starting with a tornado risk. It's quite low as we see on our scale here, but throughout all of that area in the yellow, we could see some tornadoes popping up. It's very low risk right now, but keep it in mind and keep that on hand for tracking these severe storms. We've got a large hail risk as well. Could be some dime size hail up to quarter, even golf ball size hail in some of those stronger thunderstorms. So hail may be moving your car into the garage for Wednesday night. Keep that in mind. And then also damaging wind gusts. Could be 60, 75 mile per hour wind gusts. So it's going to be a crazy event if those severe storms are moving through your area. Make sure you have a way to receive any alerts for those severe storms. But to time it out, here's our future cast, starting with right now, basically. We aren't going to see the rain until maybe Wednesday morning is when we could see a few isolated showers moving through the state. Very light showers, sprinkles. It's going to be a cloudy day though, so feeling a bit gloomy. And then later in the evening is when we start to see the dry line moving through the state, seeing some of those thunderstorms popping up in central Oklahoma. And later in the evening, once again, you see this strong line of storms is expected to develop. The timing here, we're looking at 1 a.m., so overnight. Storms should be out of Norman by that time, as how it looks here, but really overnight, making sure you're prepared for the storms and having everything in place just in case they are moving through your neck of the woods. And then Thursday comes around and we're looking quite clear. Thursday is Halloween, so we'll talk about that in just a second. But temperatures tomorrow, besides the rain, the severe storm risk, we're going to be pretty similar today. Not as hot as we have been in the past week or so, but up to 79 is our high we're expecting around 6 o'clock tomorrow before the sun goes down, dipping into the 60s if you're planning to go out by chance, but really not expected or recommended with the severe storm risk. But here's your Halloween forecast. If you are planning to go out for Thursday, it's looking quite nice. We're going to be a bit cool at 67 around 4 o'clock, so maybe around trick-or-treating time, you're getting ready, putting the costume on. Maybe put a long sleeve underneath your costume if you're worried about the cold, because around 7 o'clock, those trick-or-treaters going out 61 degrees. And maybe if you're a college student and you're going out to a party, 54 around 10 o'clock. So just keep that in mind with your costumes and how late you're going to be out for Halloween night. And for your 7-day forecast, temperatures are really going to be cooling down after this cold front and the storms move through this weekend, or this end of the week. We go into this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, looking at some rain chances, but guys, we're also gaining an hour of sleep this weekend with daylight saving ending. So I'm really looking forward to that. And also the cooler temperatures. It's not going to be as dry outside, so maybe your allergies will go down. We've got a lot of good things going on for us.
I know, I'm very excited for the upcoming forecast. Yes. And I know that, like, especially with Halloween costumes, there's all those extra parts. It gets too hot sometimes. This is the perfect time to have a bunch of stuff on you, like a big, extravagant costume.
So we get through the storms tomorrow, and then we get the nice weather and stuff we're looking forward to get rid of the drought.
I think the only thing I'm not ready for is how dark it gets this early. I mean, that's when
it's going to be 5 o'clock and pitch black out.
Yeah, it gets a little scary out there. I can't lie. I don't like the dark, so I'm not excited.
Be prepared for it to be dark for Halloween too. So
thank you so much, Aiden.
Well, thank you so much, Aiden. The Halloween festivities started this weekend on campus. Last night, the OU Dance Marathon held a Boo Bash on the South Oval. Katie Hall has a story.
OU Dance Marathon raises money for the Oklahoma Children's Health Foundation and the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. The Boo Bash was a chance for these families to come have a fun night in the spirit of Halloween. OUDM has the goal to consistently give back to the community.
What we work towards all year long. So getting to raise that money that goes to those hospitals and makes a difference in those kids' lives is so important to all of us.
OUDM loves to partner with other university organizations to support these families.
Along with OU Dance Marathon, many organizations were come and able to host their own games at this year's Boo Bash.
The Boo Bash allowed kids to have a fun night dressed up. While volunteering at the event, Ayomed Aliode already felt the impact she's making on these kids.
Raising money for the research or like the treatments that they're able to have, and like they're able to come out and be better. I just couldn't imagine not being a part of this.
Boo Bash was just one way to support these families. OUDM hosts several events throughout the year and continues to raise money while doing it. Reporting from Norman, Oklahoma, I'm Katie Hall, OU Nightly.
If you're interested in OUDM, check out CAC_OUDM on Instagram for updates.
And seasons are changing outside, and so are OU sports.
Next, hear from one OU head coach on why people will fall in love with her team.
And the question on Sooner fans' minds with Maine, will OU go bowling? I'll have what Oklahoma football has to say about keeping their bowl game hopes alive and what had Brent Venables cursing about Jackson Arnold. Next in sports. Hello, I'm Brooke Griggs, and it's time for sports. Oklahoma football's suffered 3 straight double-digit losses for the first time since 1998. But 4-4 Maine is in town Saturday. The offense improved last week in the first half against Ole Miss, averaging 4.2 yards per carry and put up a 235 total yards, which is more than the past 2 weeks combined. Jackson Arnold led the offense with 2 passing touchdowns. Today, Brent Venables was asked if he believed Jackson is here to stay beyond this season.
You're dang right he wants to be back. Why would he not? You know, that's how I look at it. I don't have my head in the sand. I would be concerned if I was thinking in that way. Oh, I wonder if he wants to be back. Well, you'd start quarterback at Oklahoma. That's your dream, you know. You turn down a lot of good people to come here. And now you face some headwinds and now you're just going to quit. I don't see that in him, and I don't see that in guys in our locker room. If the storms are a reason why guys want to leave, then I'm all for it. I'll help them pack their bags.
Now the OU players say they aren't ready to throw in the towel quite yet. Emotions are running high for the Sooners with their 4-4 record and recent coaching changes, and R. Mason Thomas recognizes the stakes with a bowl game on the line.
Pretty important because win this, we one more closer to getting the bowl game. So I know that's huge because we've been on a bowl streak for a long time, and so you know we're not trying to look forward, but we know we have to win to make a bowl.
Now don't make plans tonight. OU women's basketball is hosting a free game against Oklahoma Christian University. The team is ranked 10th in the preseason AP poll, OU's highest ranking since 2010. Tip-off is at 6 p.m., but beware, their head coach says they might steal your heart.
We're a team that people here are going to not, you know, they're going to fall in love with the team. I mean, you've heard me say this for years now. You come once, you're going to come twice. You come, you meet these women, you're coming back, right? Your kids are going to fall in love with this team. Your grandkids are going to fall in love with this team. We just need more people to continue to come, and I think that they will.
Now to former Sooners in the NBA. Austin Reeves scored 20 points for the second time this season, but the Lakers still fell short to the Suns, 109-105. Trae Young had double-digit assists, but the Hawks lost to the Wizards 112-119, and Buddy Hield and the Golden State Warriors play the Pelicans tonight at 9 p.m. Oklahoma women's golf wrapped up in 8th place at the Charles Schwab Collegiate Tournament in Fort Worth. Junior Michaela Tyrell shot a 69 to tie for 22nd to the final round. Sophia, Chewy.
Thanks, Brooke. Today is a national holiday celebrating an iconic household pet.
That's right. And who we're celebrating today after the break.
I'm Abigail Nickel at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Federal investigators are searching for a suspect they say set fire to ballot boxes in 2 states this week. Many of the ballots in a drop box in Oregon were unaffected, but hundreds of ballots were destroyed in a second ballot box fire in Washington. With Election Day just a week away, voters are being assured that their votes will still be counted. Sophia, Chewy.
Thanks, Abigail. Today is quite the perfect day, isn't it, Chewy?
That's right, Sophia. Today is National Cat Day. Coined in 2005, the day is dedicated to our furry friends back home. According to Forbes, around 46.5 million Americans own a cat. You can celebrate by pampering your cat, getting them a treat, or consider adopting one today to make this day memorable.
So sweet. I know I don't have a cat at home because I'm allergic, but you know, I don't have to worry about any weather allergies because we've got this big storm rolling in.
Exactly, you're absolutely right. Here's one more look at the severe weather threat. Tomorrow night is really the big picture, but the zones in the yellow is a 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms. Not everyone is going to see storms tomorrow. I want to emphasize that, but in this area we could see some severe storms popping up. The big threats are the damaging wind gusts. We've been windy today, but we could see wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour, as well as hail, dime to quarter to even golf ball size hail. And not only the threat for storms tomorrow, guys, but Saturday and Sunday, even Monday, we've got some rain chances to keep in mind. So hopefully getting rid of some of those extended drought. Look, the outlook of the droughts on our maps right now, but hopefully getting some relief on that.
Thank you so much, Aiden, and thank you for watching OU Nightly.
Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.